And that's the other crew, man. That's my man, Big Guard Tyree over there with James, over there with Chuck, over there with Avery. Say what, say it again. Tuesday nights, Facebook Live, 8:30. Y'all can catch them over there. Let's get the crew back in here. We got Mike playing the world's smallest violin. We got John. So happy that Miami made it in. And we got E riding his high horse. Philly started hot, stayed hot, and they are here. Let's jump into this MVP conversation. I queued you right up, E. Talk about it. Talk your stuff, man.
Like I said, shout out to NZ Red, salted caramel whiskey. I'm telling y'all, I need it when Mike starts talking about Micah Parsons and them damn Cowboys. But, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to MVP, let me be very clear. And I'm glad Mike brought up Micah Parsons. You want to know why? Because Micah Parsons was on Von Miller's podcast talking about, is it Jalen or is it the system? Well, Micah Parsons, you clearly see that without Jalen, Philly is not who we thought they were or who they could be, okay? So that's why my MVP, the number one seed in the entire NFL, with the best record in the NFL, yes, Jalen Hurts is my MVP. Because you see what this man does with his arm. You see what this man does with his legs. You see the physicality. The brother is squatting 650. You know what that is? If you stack me and Mike and John together, you'll probably hit that. He'll probably still
really
bench
doesn't
as all
add
of
any
us.
weight.
Okay? But my point to you is this. It's not just the physical, it's the mental. Defenses have to prepare for him to do one of a number of things. I have watched this entire season the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles go into games physically and mentally and emotionally prepared to dominate. Have we had some hiccup games? Of course. The game against Indianapolis comes to mind. Our first loss to the Washington Commanders come to mind. Even the game against Dallas on Sunday Night Football, we did not look our best. But guess what? Jalen Hurts is the reason why he is the MVP, because he put it all on his shoulders this year. And what did he say? He said, you know what? I'm going to do what I need to do to be successful. And you clearly see that when he is not our starting quarterback, the level of play tends to decrease a little bit. That is why Jalen Hurts is unequivocally, undisputed, the MVP of the 2022 season.
John Shear. It's got to be Tua, right?
Can guys miss games and be MVP?
Yes, John, they can. Yes, John. Yes.
So can Tua be MVP?
No, because Tua has 3 concussions. And I hope he's healthy.
Games, though. I mean, how can Hurts be MVP when he missed a whole bunch of games?
He missed 2 games,
John. Really telling
2
me
games,
he's MVP?
John. He is 14-1 in the regular season.
That
John.
knocks him out of the playoff.
2 games.
That MVP race. Knocks him out of the MVP race.
So who's your MVP then, John?
Bye-bye.
Who's
Joe
your MVP,
Burrow,
John?
Man.
Don't worry about mine. Who's yours?
Joe Burrow has to be the MVP. Oh. What he did when Jamar Chase missed a ton of time in the season, he had Joe Mixon miss games. He had a bunch of his receivers, like they all missed time. His offensive line let him get sacked so many times, and he continued to, let me throw it to Trent Irwin. Like Mike said earlier, like pick guys off the practice squad. It doesn't really matter. Throw to this guy, throw to that guy. Like Joe Burrow just made it work, and they won the division. They end up being the 3 seed. Like I feel like we overlooked the season that he had because of guys like, Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, like seasons like that. But I mean, Joe Burrow had a really, really good season, and Jamar Chase missed a bunch of the season. So for me, it has to be Joe Burrow. He's just been absolutely fantastic for the Bengals. They just kept winning and winning. They started slow, but after that, they just kept winning and they didn't lose. They didn't slow down. So for me, it has to be Joe Burrow, man.
Well, first of all, I don't have whiskey. I only have vodka because I got to get that vomit taste out of my mouth, Eric, talking about the Eagles. So thanks for making me vomit in my mouth, Eric.
Anytime you talk about Micah Parsons, I feel the same way, Mike.
Well, I'm not saying he's the MVP, but I'm going off the cuff because Ray Lewis was teasing me. Look, man, and it goes to the point, and Eric, you'll like this, connecting the dots backwards. Justin Jefferson, to me, is why Minnesota is what it is. Yeah, we love Dalvin Cook. He can run the ball, but if there were 8, 9-man boxes, he's not running too far. Justin Jefferson, 1,800 yards, leading all receivers this year. 14 yards per receptions. Yes, 9 touchdowns. Should have been 15, but First Cousins couldn't get him the ball a few times. Really annoying. He had one game where Cousins never tried to target him against Philly. I think he tried to target him once, and that was about it. But what he means to Kirk Cousins looking better, Kirk Cousins is what, like 5th in passing in yards because of Justin Jefferson and what he can do. I mean, the catch in Buffalo, absolutely insane. I mean, up there for catch of the year. But Kirk Cousins thrown for 4,547 yards, 29 touchdowns. He has thrown 14 interceptions, of course, because we know it's Kirk Cousins. But look, it's going to be a quarterback award. I like to go outside the box just because when I see a receiver do this, I mean, and John's talking about Williams breaking Barry Sanders records. Man, yardage-wise, Justin Jefferson's just going to hunt down Randy Moss. And that's insane. That's like rarefied air. And I didn't pick it to stick it to Eric either, Raylan, because Justin Jefferson probably should have been a Philadelphia Eagle, and that's a sore.
Shit, Dalvin Cook.
But yeah, Justin Jefferson the guy catches everything, and it's not just run, take the top off the defense. It is sick what he has done. The receiver, where he started as a rookie was sick, and he's gone up every year. And this year, again, we're talking about all these big receivers. Jefferson leading the league in yards, 1,809, ahead of John's second best friend, Tyreek Hill.
Look, y'all heard me talk earlier about coaches not winning Coach of the Year because when you're so great, people just expect greatness. And then in the offseason, you lose your number 1 receiver. Y'all knew this was coming. Y'all knew this was coming. Like, it's not a shock. We can just go ahead and put it up, right? He's going to win another one. 5,250 yards. That is 511 yards ahead of the next closest guy. 308 yards per game. The next closest guy is at 279. Passer rating of 105. 41 touchdowns. I know John wants to say Tua has a 105.
Sorry, I fell asleep.
Didn't play the whole game. Yeah, you can fall asleep.
Put me to sleep.
I tell you this. You can book it. You can book it.
Oh, yeah. He said those words.
You can bet dinners. We can bet Facebook profile pictures. We can bet money. We can bet a lunch. We can do whatever. Like, I'm telling y'all, Patrick Mahomes is about to win another MVP. He was unbelievable this year. Unbelievable. And then in sports, people love narratives and storylines. Everybody talked about what's he going to be without Tyreek Hill. I bet Tyreek Hill over there missing him now. I bet that.
How's he missing? He had his best season he ever had.
Patrick Mahomes, MVP. Book it. So what we're going to do, we're right at 59 minutes. For the people on Roku, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. We, for the first time in a long time, are going to go into overtime. So if you caught this on Roku, we appreciate y'all joining us. We're going to catch y'all on the next one. For those of y'all that are watching on Facebook Live, again, we are going into overtime. We have a topic we want to hit on. So y'all hang out with us. We're going to pay a quick bill, and we will be right back.
I'll call you back. You're in the same position that you were before you.